Good morning, everyone. So I'm back, and I want to do something to the painting that I did in the previous video, and I want to explain a little bit more about the plaster that I was using, because I said it was a grit, but it was a grout, so I would thank you for that. A few people mentioned that I used the wrong name for that. Then the modeling plaster, that's what I was using. I couldn't come up with that name, so just to make it a little more clear, and I'm going to be using stencils, and I'm not sure which one I want to use because I kind of like all of them, but I thought about the sea theme. I already put some shells on the painting. I painted it over, put shells on it, and I think something like this, sort of a fossilized nautilus, that would look kind of really cool on it. So I'm gonna go and get it, and I'll be right back. So as you can see, I painted over it, and I put these little tiny shells on. They're from my last trip to the North Sea. So I had some really small ones that I found, which are really cute. See those little tiny ones? I really like those. Now you don't find too many of these, because I searched about 3 days, and I found 3 of this sort. See, this one even has a hole in it. I thought maybe I could use it. There's a little one, and then I found this one, which is a true find, because you never find those. So you find a lot of those, and the little mussel shells, you find a lot of those. And what you really never ever almost don't find is these. Now these I want to put in the paintings I'm gonna do. I'm not sure if you know what they are. They are from the family of the sand dollar that you find in America. These are really tiny little sea creatures, and this is the skeleton, but they are really nice and flat. And I could imagine putting them in a painting that would look really cool. So that's what I'm not sure if you can really see up close, but they have the little sand dollar little star in it, so they're really cute. Let's see if I can get it back in there. But like I said, you know, you have to look for a long time, because this little Betty here took me like 4 days to find. So I hope they sort of wash up on the shore a little bit more. You never know. It might be like seasonal, that after a storm or something that more will come ashore. You never know. Okay, so now back to the stencil. So I was thinking something like this, and not totally, just, you know, a little bit coming through, a little bit up here maybe. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to use that one. Of course, something like this, but that doesn't really resemble anything that you would find in the sea, although this looks like a sea anemone, but that's too big. This looks more like a flower, so that one we're not going to do. We could have done this, because that looks kind of cool too. And this is sort of in between everything. But we're going to go for that one. So I'm going to show you how I mix the plaster. So again, this is the big box that I have. This is the modeling plaster, which you just add water, and then you can pour it into something like a model, silicone model, and then when it's dry you pop it out. The other one is the grout. See, it's in German, Vollspachtel. Then we have Voegenvullen, that's Dutch. And then we have Plâtre di Jetement, that is French. And Stucco da Rimpimento, that's Italian. So, just so you all know. Okay, so we have a little cup. What I'm going to do is take a little bit of the modeling plaster, then the grout stuffy, A little bit of that, because that gets really nice and hard. And once again, I'm not measuring because I don't think it's really important. If you use more of the modeling plaster, it'll be more chalky. And then if you use more of the grout stuff, it'll be harder like stone. But we're going to be mixing it with the binder because we want it to really stick onto the canvas. So I'm adding the binder. And this is 50% binder and 50% water. So just to give you an idea of what's in the bottle. Now I'm mixing it up. And it turns smooth really fast. See, now it's a sort of a sandy type of paste, which will go nicely over the stencil. But I was gonna try, because I have here my big pot of bronze pigments, and I'm gonna put 2 tips of a lollipop stick in there, just to give it some color. And because the pigment is a dry pigment, I think you'll need a little bit more of the binder just to make it smooshy. Yeah, that's nice. Look at that. That's a really beautiful consistency. Only I'm not sure that when this dries, we're going to be getting a sort of a sparkle from the mica powder I put in. But that's okay because we can always put it on top. But that is a beautiful terracotta color. I love that. So we're gonna put that back in there. Put the little stick up here. And I'm not sure which palette knife. I have a lot of these. These are the really cheap ones that you buy at Home Depot or something like that. These are the more expensive ones. This one was from Liquitex, and as you can see, the paint split off the handle, but that's okay. It still works, right? Okay. We're going to be putting, let's see. We're going to be putting that one here. And like I said, you don't want the whole thing, because if you get the whole thing, it's not going to be that interesting. It's going to be looking more like you really put that thing on there for no reason. So you want to get it to blend in the background. At least that's what I'm going for. So we're going to do half of this one, half of that one, and this one will do the whole thing. Now, what I also want to achieve is that it's going to have different heights. That's what I'm really going for. So some places I'm going to be making the plaster a little thicker, and some places it's going to be a little bit more thin. But what I do like is that it's going to be smooth on top, so that's going to be a difficult thing, I guess. Let's put that one up there. Okay, that's about as much as I want. Then I'm going to take my palette thingy. I'm going to put a little binder on it because I think that's going to help smooth it out. Yeah, that's helping. But I can't smooth too much, or I'll lose the height, if you know what I mean, if I press too hard. Ooh, I got my head in front of the camera again. Okay, I think that's going to be doing it. And now we're going to slowly take it off. Yep, that looks cool. Now these in the middle are really high and they're sort of giving peaks, which I really don't like. So we're going to have to fix that one. Let's see if I can get this off. Because peaks are going to be dry really hard, and that's going to stick into your hand or something. And that's not going to work, as I see. A little bit. especially this bit here. I don't like those. Okay, that'll have to do. Looking at it on the monitor, it's okay. So we're going to keep those up there, and then down here we're going to do just a little bit, not too much, about that. So we're going to get that stuff out. And this time I'm going to make it really smooth like. I do want that one, and I want that one. Okay, that's smooth enough. There you go. Now I'm gonna wash that one as soon as I'm ready with this. We do have to take it off the side because that's not what you want. So we're gonna smooth that out. That's okay. Okay, we're gonna let this one dry, and I'll give you a close-up of the first of this. As you can see, that's nice and raised, and then here you can see the little shells, and I put in a little bit of extra sand, so that's kind of cool looking. And we're gonna let this dry in the sun, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna give it the paint job. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Be back in a second. Okay guys, this is dry. I sanded it a little bit because there were little peaky things on it. Don't want to hurt someone with it. Now I made a mixture of Van Dyke Brown with water and binder. Put it in a little mister bottle, and I'm going to see if that's going to work for getting the darkness in between and sort of brushing it around, because I want to try a different effect than in the last one. I didn't really like it that much. That looks okay. And maybe I'll do the whole thing just to make it darker. But what I do like is that between all these little Powertex balls, that you know, you get the darkness and then the light. I'm looking for that, so that's why I was going to try the little mister bottle. Okay, now I'm going to do the same up here and then brush it off. And I let this dry outside in the sun, and it does give a little bit of sparkle because I put the mica in it, but not as much as I was hoping for. So we're going to do that again over the top of it. When everything's dry, we're going to give it that nice gold touch. And this kind of works. It gives it sort of a coverage, but not too much, because you can see right through it. I kind of like that. And over here, don't want to miss this bit. And now I don't like this, what I did. I put that on there because this was rather straight, but now this is something that I really want off, because I don't like it anymore. So let's take it off. I am happy that it's coming off. But as I said, guys, this is just an experimental piece. So that's going to be no problem whatsoever. There you go. Now if I only had something that I could take it up with. Let's try this. Yeah, that's better. Look at that. It's off. So now we have to fix it, make it look like the rest of it. I think we're good to go for the first layer. Make sure you don't see square parts, then that's it. Then I'm gonna give this one, the centers, I'm gonna give it a little bit more. Oops. Gotta keep it upright, I guess. Nope, I think I got it clogged. I don't think I shook it up enough, but we'll see. I can take some out of this, put it in here. Okay, that's looking better. Okay, so far I'm liking it. So let's just let this one dry again. Don't want to see that stripy thing that I had. Nope, it's gone. Oops, down here I smudged it. Okay, we'll wait till this is dry and then part 2. Okay, it's all dry. And now I have on my palette, this is all a Winsor & Newton Galleria. This is deep turquoise, this is phthalo blue, phthalo green, and white. So I want to mix up a nice color because we're going to give it a little bit of blue. I kind of like this. This is somewhere in between a patina and a sort of a turquoisey color. Yep, this one's going to be it. Maybe a little bit of green. Yeah, that looks better. So, like I did with the last one, I'm gonna, this time I'm gonna just pat it on. It's too thick to pat it on, but that's okay. We'll come in with a sponge and we'll fix that. I really don't want too much going on with the blue. Not too much. You know, I touched some of the little shells, but I'm not sure if I really don't like that at all. I think it's kind of cool looking. It's sort of like, you know, weathered patina, sort of a copper thing, but also because it's blue, it resembles the water, and I think that does give it something. So just those really cheap sponges. I think you get 10 for $1, something like that. I always use those. I like that. So we need a little bit of moisture. Gonna put that in there. Gonna wet that sponge a little, and then we're gonna lightly go over everything and sort of blend it into the background a bit. Just a tiny bit here and there. Gotta watch out that we don't overdo it. Now, I've been watching a lot of videos about the Powertex stuff. I really want it, but I'm not getting the code. I don't know why. Because I have a shop, so I have those, you know, the numbers you need because you have a shop, so you get it a little bit cheaper. But they're not sending it. So I guess I'll have to call them on Monday. And other than that, I'll have to buy it, I guess. I like that a little bit around there. But, you know, when you start a different hobby, my husband is really cool about it. He just says, go buy it at the shop, who cares? But, you know, you have to have, like, everything. So I want the Powertex medium, I want the stone stuff, I want the 3D flex stuff, I need the sand, I need the sculpt. I'm sure you guys know what I mean. I gotta have everything. Ooh, that looks really cool. I like this. I like what's going on. So just a little bit up here, just to give it a little, like it's a little bit of water that I like. Then I'm going to come down here, because like I said, you want a little balance. So I'm thinking that this is the border sort of coming in. There you go. And we need a little bit around those fossils. Tiny, tiny little bit down here. Okay, I bet you're going to say, oh, you forgot a bit. You need to put some up here and then down there. But, ooh, that I don't like. I don't like it when it's too sharp, you know, cuts off too sharp. You want to blend it in a little bit because I don't like sharp edges. So now it's looking okay. Although I do have the shells, and now I think I'll have to do the other shells too. That's okay. We're going to give them a nice bronze look anyway. Yeah, I think I'm liking it. Now, this is okay. I like that it's darker, but we're going to be dusting it with a really nice gold or something. So I'm going to let this dry for about 10 minutes. Be right back. Okay, we're back. It's all dried up. I did add a little bit of lighter color because it was a little bit too blue for my liking. And now we're going to add the touch of gold, which I'm going to be doing with the brush and my fingers. I just want to press it in here and there and highlight a little bit. And when the sun touches it, it'll come through, or when the light touches it. Just a tiny little bit. Not too much. Don't want to make it too tacky looking. That's about, yeah, that's cool. A little bit up here. Again, this is the Inca Gold FIFA Decor. I wish they'd put on the little tube how you can make it soft again, because this one I've had for a pretty long time and it's gone a little bit hard. But I don't know exactly what you use to. If anyone out there knows, leave it in the comments, because it's not supposed to be thinned with water, I'm sure, because it's sort of a pasty, powdery kind of substance. But it's gone really hard, and I have done it with water, so I'm going to be putting a little lacquer on top of this, because otherwise it won't work. I'm pretty sure of that. Let's see, a little bit under the shell kind of looks cool too. So, and of course we want all those little balls having those nice little gold things going on. And brushing it really lightly. Ooh, that's pretty. Now here we want a little bit on the edges. Maybe a little bit more. Just on the edges, that's kind of nice. Yeah, that's it. I think the middle is okay now. I don't want too much gold in there. I think I've got enough. And then we want some on the stream, just a little bit. It's really more for the effect, you know, when the light gets on it. It's not so much for the color as the effect. A little bit on here. Yes, nice. A little bit down here. And then only the outer parts of the Nautilus. Not the whole thing. Okay guys, I think you get the idea, because I do want to paint this one a little nicely, because I think this is it and I'm going to keep it. But I'll do that offline and I'll just show you the finished piece. But right now, as you can see here, when the light touches it, it's kind of cool. So I really want to do some more, because I like the way this works. As you can see here, see how that works? That is beautiful. So I want to do that here too, but it's too time consuming. Video is already really long, so last time I wanted to do a premiere with the whole video, and it just wouldn't let me do that. Just cut off at 3 minutes. And I was talking to one of the tech people at YouTube, which you can do now. I didn't even know you could, but now you can. And they didn't know what happened, so I just split the whole video in half. And that's going to work really nicely. So I'll stick it all together. I'll show you the end product, and I'm going to wish you all a really, really good weekend. Hope you all have fun, be creative, make something beautiful. And of course, I love you all to pieces. Bye-bye. Okay guys, this is the finished thingy-majingy. I finished it off like this. I lightened it up a lot because it just didn't look good. And everything that I made, that bluish patina kind of stuff, when I took it outside, it was too blue. It was really like turquoise. So I went over it with a little sponge with titanium buff, just a little bit to sort of mute it. And now I think this is what I like. It has all the gold back on because I had to redo that, but I think it's okay for my first experiment. I really like it. I'll give you a little close-up here with all the little things going on, the little fossils, then of course the shells. I just, you know, you have the shells, just a little bit of gold on top. Looks like they're really full of gold, but that's not the case. Just looks like that because of the reflection. And I sort of like the greenish patina better than the really turquoisey kind. So I'm very satisfied with what I have done. So again guys, thanks all. Have a great weekend. Love you all to pieces. Tomorrow I'll be doing a chit chat video about the house on the other channel, so I'll see you there tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.